Good morning, welcome to our podcast. And today we're going to talk about the movie Lalaland. And I think this movie is very beautiful because of the plot and because it talks about heartbreak and love. This movie has won 2 awards for Best Actress and Best Director. And today we're going to analyze it.
Yeah, I agree with you. The plot is really interesting and also the cast makes me want to watch it. So we want to give you a little summary about the movie and also ask a few questions. So the first one is, how is this movie related to aesthetic since your perspective?
I think what make it aesthetics is the music in it because of the feelings that it invokes with the use of the piano and that match between the mood of the setting.
Yeah, I think the music and the dances give us another perspective of things and the emotions of the characters that is much more emotional.
I agree. Also, another factor that we can consider to be artistic and aesthetic is the decoration of the set and the tones of colors with the lighting and the general mood of the atmosphere in the movie.
Yeah, I also think that the movie and the plot is very aesthetic because of the music and the dances that the characters do. Do you think this movie is related to real human feelings?
I think that this movie can be related with the human feelings and also the colors and the music that the movie has.
I agree with you. Does anyone know what this movie is about?
It is about Mia, an actress, and Sebastian, a jazz pianist. And while they try to accomplish their goals, they fall in love. But thanks to certain challenges they have to face to succeed, their relationships starts going wrong and having ups and downs.
That's really heartbreaking because it is so real. I mean, many couples decide to separate because they want to focus in their future, since being with someone takes away from some time from yourself.
But to talk more deeply about the movie, we can have some questions about it. Do you guys think that it talks about social or personal problems?
I think it talks more about personal problems than social ones because it talks about heartbreak and how many couples decide to take different paths in order to accomplish their goals.
I agree because the end it all talks about how sometimes you have to put yourself first than the other people.
That's true because sometimes you need to choose between a person that you love or your dreams to, well, that person can distract you, so you need to focus on your dreams or choose to be with the person that you love.
I think it probably talks about personal problems because there are like some issues that happens in the daily life people, like works and stuff like that, and it's something a lot of people can be related to. So I think that is the reason of why it is a personal problem. It may be that if there are many people identified with this film, since when pursuing their dreams while giving up what they love and making sacrifices, achieving your dreams sometimes has a price.
So another question that we want to ask you is, what feelings does it produce in you?
In my opinion, the movie makes me feel euphoric because the movie has a lot of colors, music, and anticipatory always captures the attention of the person that's watching it. But also it produces me in integrity and also makes me sad because the ending of the movie is not how I thought it would be, and the characters turn up separating and choosing each other's path.
Okay, the hardest emotion that I feel was sadness because they need to choose if they want to separate or stay together, and that for me is very heartbreaking because I know that it's hard for couples, and because I passed that.
So for me, it makes me happy at the beginning because it looks like little by little they begin to fall in love and show different stages of their relationship.
In my case, it's hurtful compared to Jimena's answer because at the end of the movie it shows how they both go to like different pathways, and it is like really sad how they wanted to be together but they just couldn't. Something that makes me feel really sad, and how Sebastian looks at Emma at the end of the movie also makes it more sad for people to watch.
For me, it's the same. I think this movie is very heartbreaking, and couples do go through these problems, and that's why it is relatable for people.
Yeah, I agree with you about the emotions that dominate this movie. I also think it's really sad because the reason they separate. But also I think another emotion that dominates, it can be happiness because they still have really happy moments in the movie.
Does any of you think that the movie talks about universal problems? And also another question is, do you like the movie?
I think it does, because this movie is about love and also their struggles to pursue your dreams, which is something that at least the majority of people have to deal with. Also, to know when to let go.
I think the movie does talk about universal problems because the movie talks mostly about love and heartbreaks, and also the movie has a lot of meaning because sometimes lovers can't be together because one has their own way to live their life and their own way that each one perceives their life. So in order for them to be the best for them, they need to stay separated, and that's what I think about the universal problems of the movie. And I think, in my opinion, that the movie is a really good way of expressing that, and I personally liked it because the movie is really interesting and it's really catchy because of how it makes me feel, and it has a really good drama and a really good message.
So yeah, I also think it talks about universal problems because the way the characters face with society, with social relationships, and also with love to pursue their dreams is what many people in the world also face to make their dreams come true and be someone important in the world.
Some universal problems that can reflect on the movie, it can be like I mentioned, the decision of stay with your partner, the person that you love, or to focus on your dreams, and that is a problem that a lot of couples can have on their lives. So you need to take in mind that can happen to your relationship.
I said that if I talked about universal problems because of my friends said a while ago. It talks about problems of love and work that can happen to anyone. But I didn't like the movie because in general I don't like the musicals.
I agree with you. I didn't like the movie too because of the musicals, but I think that the plot is very good, and it does talk about universal problems because everyone has gone through a heartbreak, and people are often drawn to those experiences.
Another question is, how is the movie related from the actors and spectators' point of view?
So I think the actor feels like the protagonist of the movie because he's the one that makes the movie and he's the one that makes the drama. And I think it's really important to know that because the person who made the movie was the author of the story, and he's the one that's presenting us the drama that's really interesting and really real in our world. And and the specter, I think it's mostly because of the characters' personality towards the movie, because they both act in a really enthusiastic way and in a way that they both don't connect at the end. So I think that's really important to know, and the people catch it, or the specters catch it as if it was a real problem.
Yeah, I think the actors did a really great job by showing the emotions of the characters because they are very real, and also it is important for us to appreciate it as spectators, because if we don't know how to appreciate an aesthetic movie like this one, we might not perceive beauty in our everyday life.
So, in conclusion, the ending of La La Land couldn't be improved by providing more closure for the main characters, that is, the couple Mia and Sebastian. While the ending was impactful, some viewers may have preferred a clearer resolution to the relationships, and obviously a more definitive exploration of their individual paths, and how they ultimately found fulfillment could have been added deep to the conclusion. So the ending could have been enhanced by the characters being more conclusive.
That will be all for today. Thank you for listening to our podcast, and we wait for you in the next episode.